Former New York Jets head coach Rex Ryan has called out the New York Jets coaching staff for underperforming, and he blames them as the reason why the New York Jets have not been succeeding this season, and we're going to break it down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest. It's Chris and Matt here, and we're going to jump right into things as always, because Rex Ryan has had a lot to say on the New York Jets since Joe Douglas got fired. Matt, he's been out there just talking. The man clearly wants the job back. And there's a lot of stuff just coming out with Rex and talking about it, including Rex Ryan saying, we're going to blow opponents up. There's too much talent on this team to play the way we've been playing. Yes, he's referring to the Jets as we here. How hard can you get a guy to play? That's the thing. No one has seen a team that is going to play as hard as we're going to play in the future. Trust me, if I'm the guy. Rex Ryan wants to bring the fire back to the New York Jets that the team is in dire need of, as the team just looks like they've given up on themselves to a degree. I know I shouldn't want Rex Ryan to be the head coach. I know I shouldn't. But I kind of do, because only if he gets fat again. If Rex Ryan gets fat again, I am ready for him to be the head coach of this team. I want fat, beer gut Rex Ryan yelling at the team. What happened to fat NFL head coaches? That's the real question here.
That's the kind of man who I want to represent me. That's what I know.
Yeah, look at Andy Reid.
Hey, they're about to win their third Super Bowl, and it's only because Andy Reid is fat. The thing about Rex Ryan, there's a lot of uncertainty with him because we don't know. He hasn't coached in a while. Do other teams not want him? That feels like it's scary because that is the stereotypical Jets move. They go and pick up the guy that no one else wants. So from that standpoint, he's scary. But at the same time, we know he would definitely come in and fix the culture problem that the New York Jets have. So he would come in, he would whip them into shape, whether his schemes, whether his defense would still work against the new, much more motion offense, a lot pass heavier offense than when he coached. That is yet to be determined, but I'm kind of interested in finding out. But if we can't land Ben Johnson, of course, Ben Johnson, if he is actually an option for the Jets, you got to go get him.
Yeah.
Hands down, has to be the guy. But if you can't get him, Rex Ryan would definitely be a lot of fun. He would definitely fix that culture problem that has been plaguing the Jets for years. I really like the fact that he talked about the Jets as we, because he is, I don't know if you looked at the list of coaches, Rex Ryan is not there at all, but he still is excited to be a New York Jet. He says he's proud to be a Jet, and I think Jets fans would love to have him back if he wins games, but I think it would be a welcome reunion should he come back to the New York Jets.
Dude, you look at Rex Ryan, and you're absolutely right. He's going to fix the culture problem with the Jets, and here's the thing. I feel like there's a world where I'm not saying it's the most likely scenario, but I could see Jeff Ulbrich going back to a defensive coordinator role. He was solid as a DC, so
he's not going to be a head coach. So
exactly,
I feel like that has to be the most possible outcome for him. Most likely is the word I'm looking for before I embarrass myself right there. But the question is he going to be for the New York Jets or not? And honestly, I hope he's for the New York Jets because we know he's a quality defensive coordinator. We always say good coordinators don't always mean good head coaches, but if they're a bad head coach, it doesn't mean they're a bad coordinator. He can always go back and be good in the role that he used to be good at.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Robert Saleh, maybe it was Robert Saleh because the defense seemed to walk out the door with him, but hopefully it wasn't Robert Saleh. Hopefully Jeff Ulbrich retains that defensive coordinator position and he can bring this defense back to its former glory of the past 2 years.
Especially with Rex Ryan there, who is a defensive head coach, it helps kind of bridge that gap between, is Rex Ryan going to have the modern schemes down. Now, Rex Ryan, as we already said, the man doesn't think the Jets should blow it up. He thinks they're way too talented. That's when he was calling them we. But also, as we know, Woody Johnson essentially runs the New York Jets. And Rex Ryan, 10 years ago now, said that if it was up to Woody Johnson, he would have been the head coach of the Jets for 20-plus years, and that Woody Johnson is like a brother to him, and that he, as of 10 years ago, he talked to Woody Johnson every single day. Now, I took that screenshot at the worst possible time for poor Rex Ryan, who just absolutely looks like he's literally melting, but that's beside the point. Look, Rex Ryan clearly wants to coach the New York Jets, and he spoke on the coaching And this is the reason why Ulbrich might not be the DC. The coaching is an absolute disaster. I'm not sugarcoating it. It's been bad. It stinks. And there's no way around it. This guy, your defensive coordinator and head coach, good luck with that for a guy that's never done it. So that is the thought process of, maybe he won't be the head coach or the defensive coordinator, considering Rex Ryan clearly is not the biggest fan of the way Jeff Ulbrich's been coaching this team. But also, that's just who Rex Ryan is. It doesn't mean he hates Jeff Ulbrich. He didn't say, I think Jeff Ulbrich's a dumb human being who's a terrible coach. He's just saying the coaching is not good right now. That's just how Rex Ryan is. He's old school. He's going to be completely and blatantly honest and not care if he's hurting anybody's feelings. And it feels like Robert Saleh was a bit too much of, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, which is kind of wild for a guy who, he's just clearly such a player's coach where it's like being a DC for him works and being a head coach as of right now doesn't work.
Robert Saleh was too nice, and that's why the Jets had so many problems and penalties and stuff, because when they would make an error like that at practice, he probably said something like, it's okay, we're going to get it fixed next time, because that's what he always said. But, Rex Ryan, he's not going to let those things just go. He's not going to, when someone makes a mistake, he's going to get on them. We saw, I think I talked about it in an earlier video, but just in case I didn't, Keenan Allen was talked about his offensive coordinator who was just fired, and he said he was too nice of a guy. When stuff went wrong, we just kind of let it slide and said, we'll get it fixed later. And I really feel like that sentiment works for the Jets as well, because they were a team that had a coach that we felt like he was letting guys get away with too much, and we felt like the accountability wasn't there, because it was just always, we'll get that fixed next week. I swear Robert Saleh said that about 5 or 6 times this season. And it's annoying to hear that when it's the same problems every single week. But now we don't have Robert Saleh anymore. Of course, it's Jeff Ulbrich. Rex Ryan was calling out Jeff Ulbrich as a head coach. I'm not sure he was fully calling him out as a defensive coordinator, because he's seen him be a successful defensive coordinator on the New York Jets. His last 2 years were really, really good. But of course, the head coach was a defensive-minded guy. If Rex Ryan were to be brought in as the Jets head coach, there's a high probability that he would want to handpick his defensive coordinator. But Jeff Ulbrich might be that defensive coordinator that he handpicks. So you can't. I understand with that quote, it does seem like Jeff Ulbrich's future for the New York Jets would be bleak should Rex Ryan take the job, but there's still a possibility that he's the head coach.
And there's also
not the head coach, still a possibility DC.
And there's a world where Jeff Ulbrich, he was a player not that long ago in the NFL. There's a world where, when he was playing, that's how head coaches were. They weren't going to pat you on the back if you screwed up. Be like, all right, we'll get it fixed. It's no problem. They're going to scream in Jeff Ulbrich's face, and clearly Ulbrich has not exactly been doing that, and maybe he's changing his style to be more like Robert Saleh's. But there's a world where he'll be fine with Rex Ryan being like, oh yeah, I didn't like the way you coached. I thought you were doing a terrible job. I don't think you're a bad coach. I think you were thrown into a poor situation and didn't do anything good with it. But there's one other thing that Rex Ryan said, which is easily my favorite quote of all. If the Jets would be probably undefeated with me as the head coach. That's just me. It's hard to not just love Rex Ryan, dude. He's the man. I love this guy.
Yeah, I don't know how you couldn't. That's him hyping up the roster that's on the Jets, because we've talked about it. It's one of the best rosters in football. That's even with 3-8 being the record, they're still one of the best rosters in football. That's not up for debate. They got great players at almost every single position. So Rex Ryan, if he came in, I'm sure they wouldn't be undefeated, but I'm sure they would be. I don't even want to say I'm sure they would be better than 3-8, because if Robert Saleh came in next year and nothing changed, I feel like with just luck going our way, we're looking at the floor outcome, the basement outcome for what was possible for this team, which is really, really sucks to see. After last year, we only had 4 plays of offense, and now we just got a whole year of not offense again. We got games of the first half. There's nothing going on, and then we can't come back, and the defense decides it doesn't want to stop anybody anymore. Yeah. So, not a good look.
It's what happens when you go out there and when you hire or when you fire your head coach and your good defensive coordinator has to take over as a head coach, can't do both at the same time, which is understandable. And it just feels like getting a guy like Rex Ryan in there, like, it would definitely be a better outcome than if, like, you're not going to see Jeff Ulbrich be the head coach next season. And I do think they'd be better with Rex Ryan. This is a team of veterans out there for the most part. You have some rookies and young players like Sauce and Garrett and Jermaine Johnson, who obviously isn't here this season, but Will McDonald. You have young talent in Michael Carter. The Williamses, though Quincy's not exactly young, but like, it feels like it's a unit that would respond well to Rex Ryan going out there and just being a hard-nosed coach. Like, no, you just screwed that up. You do that in the game, we're going to lose. Like Rex Ryan, it feels like this style would mesh well with this team. I just truly think it would. I feel like there'd be a lot of respect with what they're doing. And it's, hey, we're going to go in. It's reminiscent of the saying with the Patriots, the do your job. Like, there's a reminiscence there of Rex Ryan going out there and saying, like, kind of, no, you're not allowed to screw up. This is your job. I have no qualms about benching you or anything like that if you're going to play if you're going to play bad football.
I watched a couple clips of that old Hard Knocks 2010, and Rex Ryan got a lot of great quotes. He definitely sounds like a guy who you can tell he cares about the players, but he's going to be hard on them. He's going to coach them hard. He's going to make sure problems get solved. And whatever the roster you give him, he's going to hopefully get the most out of it. I was really skeptical when I first heard Rex Ryan wants to be the Jets head coach, but the more I think about it, the more I get kind of excited for it, because I do think Rex Ryan would be a ton of fun. And if Woody Johnson can't be a competent owner and it's going to mess up no matter what our new GM does and no matter what our head coach does, and the Jets can't be good, they might as well be fun to watch. So give us Rex Ryan back. All of my best Jets memories were with Rex Ryan as the head coach. So
yeah, and I mean, if nothing else, just on offense, just run play action crossers and hot route the guy on the one side to do a slant, and then you'll score a touchdown every time, as Madden 17 taught me. So I don't know. I'd like Rex Ryan as the head coach. I think it would work out well. I think it would definitely be better. It would fix the culture. This is a team that has enough talent that a culture change would do so much good for them. Clearly, they've made the wrong move so far because Woody Johnson's not very bright. But hey, if Woody Johnson likes Rex Ryan, he might let Rex just go out and do his own thing, which I think would be huge for the team. Any thoughts on that?
So we saw that thing that they're friends, and that trust would be really important because Rex, this is the right thing to do. You just got to trust me. I got a plan.
Mm-hmm. He does have a plan, and you just have to have faith, guys. Well, look, I kind of want it now. I obviously would rather a Ben Johnson or something like that, but I would not be mad at Rex Ryan being hired. I think it would be a ton of fun. It'd be nice to see. I mean, you'd have to get a Hard Knocks of the Jets then. Just coming off this abysmal year with Rex Ryan back at the helm, that is must-see TV. Guys, let us know what you think down below. Do you want Rex Ryan back or absolutely not? Let us know down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Jets.